Good afternoon, all. Today I will be, welcome to the third session of the professional learning series. This time we're actually going to do it, we're going to try a different approach to this webinar series. I know we don't have a lot of time, but let's see how this works and let me know afterwards as well. It will actually help. This is going to be a workshop on considering the AI tools in the learning and teaching landscape. And what we've decided, Yanis and I, is to actually change it to the point that we're actually going to split you guys up into breakout rooms. Apologies for the slight mess up with the breakout room. We're going to be giving you a link later on to actually go to, and then from there we will create the breakout rooms according to the number of people we have. At the moment there's 10 people excluding Yanis and I, and then there's a lot of there's 3 Otter guests, so we won't consider them. Yeah, so let's get started. I want to start with a waterfall activity. So let me start my little animation. There we go. We're going to start with a waterfall activity. So when I say go, please use a GIF or emoticon or whatever and tell us how you're feeling today. Just simply, let's see, and only say send when I say go, Christine. Okay, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to find something, and then I'm going to actually let you go. Okay. Okay, and go, guys. Let's see what you actually put down. Oh, brilliant. I actually am enjoying these. Banana bird flying in space, Ashred. That's interesting. Do you want to just like come in and just say why you feel like that? Ashred?
Hello, Adriano. Not sure why. Just feeling like that.
Potassium vapor in space. Yeah, there we go. In the ether. Okay, Richard is all googly eye, not googly eyes, all crazy. Okay, so it's been a crazy week for Richard. Matty is a scared cat on a motorbike. Matty, do you want to come in?
Yeah, it's just been a hair-raising. I suppose it's a little rude, but hell on wheels kind of week.
But that could also be fun and a good thing as well. You know, air flowing through your hair, adrenaline rushing. So
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's a little too much of it at the
moment. And Shira Mock is loving it. Do you want to just say why something happened today this week that actually made you love it?
Yeah, we've had our first class back on the postgrad diploma face-to-face since before COVID. So 2 back-to-back solid days of teaching. My sweet spot, love it.
Oh, nice. That is actually really good to see. Loving it, and smiley faces and shock and awe. I see Mervyn, you've been having a shocked face or head exploding since we started the series. Has it changed slightly?
I'm absolutely overwhelmed. I'm excited. I'm in awe, actually, for 2 reasons. One, at my ignorance, and 2, at the excitement of something so stimulating and so engrossing and so beneficial to my own experience as an educator. Thanks.
Brilliant. And Tando, just happy? Anything happen or to you this week that actually made you happy about it? Or are you just excited about the year to come?
I just love learning new things. So for me, I was just like, I need to hop into this because I get to learn something new.
Brilliant. Okay, that's down my alley as well. Yeah, I've got, if you look at my desktop, my 2 screens, yeah, you'll get confused. And I've got multiple things open and learning, trying to find new stuff and advancing and research. It's great. Okay, now, once we've got past that, this is actually quite nice. It's nice to see and hear how people are interacting with their environments around them. Now, let's get into the learning stuff. What I've come from what we've actually done or learned in the last couple of sessions, and also through the learning landscape, we've actually learned that at the core of it is your graduate attributes and capabilities. That's where we actually have to go to. That's where we actually have to interact and start it. So it's about pedagogy first and then technology. So this just illustrates it, and this brings it down to, sorry about that text there. It actually is attributed to the dimensions of student experience that Janus actually presented on the first webinar. This is something that I want to show you. It's the pedagogy wheel. It was actually created a while ago. So some of the stuff is outdated and all that in it. But what you can actually see, it was created and developed by Alan Carrington from the Designing Outcomes Adelaide essay. And what he's done is he's actually, sorry, I forgot to change. What he's done is he's actually created and added all the different technologies that you could use at different sections within the learning landscape. So what he's done is connected attributes to the SAM-R model, to Bloom's technology, to EdTech, and to motivation, which is split up into 5 grids, which is, as usual, in the center, it's your graduate attributes and capabilities, then it's motivation, then it's Bloom's, then it's technology enhancement, and then it's the SAM-R model. Okay, the pedagogical was designed to help educators think systematically, coherently, with a view to a long-term big picture outcomes about how they use the mobile apps in their teaching. The pedagogical wheel is all about mindsets. It is a way of thinking about digital age education that meshes together concerns about mobile app features, learning transformation, motivation, cognitive development, and long-term learning objectives. It's something that you can actually use every day, and it can be applied to everything from curriculum planning and development to writing learning objectives and designing student-centered activities. The idea is for the users to respond to the challenges that the wheels present for their teaching practices, and to ask themselves the tough questions about it, about their choices and about their methods. So so the 5 grids are graduate attributes, are the core of learning design. Then technological enhancements serves pedagogy, where when teachers choose any app or technology, they must remember to apply the app selection criteria. Model only suggests apps that can support the learning objectives and activities at the time of publishing. So this pedagogic tool is actually why I'm actually referring to it now, is because with the activity that we've actually going to go into now, the breakout rooms, we are going to actually use this and use an AI tool and see where it fits in to this model and how we can actually use it to actually create effective or find out where AI would actually use and be useful in education. These tools that are shown there do hold some AI in it. It is from the basics and all that. So, but what we want to look at is the generative AI model. And yeah, if you don't know what the SAMR model is, it was developed by Ruben Pentetura. It stands for substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition, which is this to a degree to digitally empower learning and teaching, moving beyond what can be taught using analog technology. So it is a really nice model that you can actually use to actually just test out AI, to actually to a method that you would actually use to actually find technology that fits within your curriculum or your course design. So yeah, I've just got some. There's another Scott's guide on SAMR that I've just actually shared with you, and there's a YouTube video that you can actually go to. So at the end of the day, so yeah, so now from there, what we're going to go to is, okay, to remember what Giannis actually said about the dimensions of student experience, where ethics of care and restorative justice in the center, and learning, administration, and support are three of the main components of the student experience. What I want you to do now is actually do the breakout room activity. And in the breakout room activity, what I would want you to do is get into groups, choose one of these AI tools, choose a course, choose course content, and then also what I want you to do is then answer the following questions. So in a group, I want you to work together, play with the AI tool, find out its limitations, find out where it can actually fit within the learning experience. Where is it going to be part where you actually go to application? Is it going to be part of creation? Is it going to be part of evaluation, analysis, and that? So I want you to actually test the AI and see what you can do, and also how you can actually learn from your peers as well. So here's the tools and the different AI tools that I suggest that we should actually use, and I'm going to actually put it up, and then we're going to send a link to the breakout rooms, and from there we're going to break up and work in teams, and I want us to spend 15-20 minutes on this, and then I would like us all to come back to this main room and we can actually just discuss it. I want a 2-minute presentation of it, or just hear what your experiences were with each other, and how you experienced it, and also how you think it would fit into your learning experience or the students' learning experience as well. There we go. Sorry, I'm just busy adding it all to the main chat. You could actually, so when we send the next link, you can actually connect with it, and just put this meeting on mute for that. So we've got 14 participants, and then okay, and then from there, okay, there we go. Those are the different tools that you can play with and the questions. For the breakout activities, you actually have to ask, how can we use it to support learning? How can we use it to enhance support? How can we use it to enhance administration for students? What do you think the barriers and challenges of using the AI? How can AI be integrated into the learning landscape? And after these webinars and using AI, what are your thoughts? Just general thoughts as a group. So yeah, let me just get to the link.
I did put it in the chat room.
Did you? Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Christine. Sorry, I went to the other link. So what I'm going to do is upload these questions for you as well. And then from there, we can actually just take it. So we're going to go to the breakout rooms. I'm going to just evaluate. I think we've got around about 3 to 4 people per room. So I think 4 people, 3 to 4 people, yeah. We've got 15 people, 1, 2, 3 out. So it's about 12. So 3 people per room. If you see one room has more than 4 people, please log out and go to the next room. Thanks. And yeah, cool. I'll see you there. 3 more people that are still on hold. So let's just start off while we wait for the people that are still on hold. What is it? Use the react emoji to send a reaction of how you experienced it and what you think of the breakout room. So yeah, I'm going to use applause. It was actually quite nice. It was just 2 of us, and I thought it was interesting to actually see or hear a different view. Okay, cool. Richard and Ashrat. It was good, and clapping. Anybody else? Mervyn, Giselle, Yanis, Sakane. Okay, Sakane wasn't there. I know that we're still waiting for Christine and Ntando and Sakane, but I'm worried about time. Okay, yes, Sakane is back. Okay. Does anybody want to start first? Who wants to actually tell us your experience and what you found, and according to the actual wheel of pedagogy, how would you actually fit one of these in to your actual learning experience? Who wants to put their hand up first, or you guys can just unmute and start speaking? Okay, Richard.
Ashad and I had a look at Scholasy. I was fortunate enough to have Ashad with me, and that I haven't used it before actually, Scholasy, and Ashad gave me some pointers. And looking at both the questions and the wheel, it appeared like it fitted in the analysis stroke evaluate lens, as it were, to be able to essentially it provides the capacity to summarize, provide a synopsis, provide the key points of a research article. I took one of my own and uploaded it, put it, and then used Scholasy, one of my own research articles, and was intrigued at its. I mean, I know the paper backwards, so it was nice to see how it did raise, the key points, the synopsis, etc. I think what I'd like, I've been battling with in our journal club to provide to structure the approach to critical review of a journal, and I think this might assist us to assist students, both postgraduate and undergraduate, to be able to critically review a paper for Scholasy, providing a synopsis of the key points or a summary of the article. It helps then to just to have for a student to gain gain an efficient understanding of an article, and then perhaps to go back to the main article, and then to be able to critically review a paper according to whichever framework we're using, reader or whichever one we happen to be using at the time. So that was the application, Adriana, that I thought might be that I might be able to utilize this particular Scholasy in. There were some challenges getting in the sense that the try it now button would have taken me, as Ashad pointed out, to a payment page where I have to pay for it, and then Ashad took me through the Chrome extension access that I would then be able to access Scholasy and then just add it as an extension and then use it for free. Thank you. Those are my inputs for now.
Okay, brilliant. Thanks, Richard. Yeah, I also find that it's very, it's actually a nice, fast way of getting through like readings or articles and that, just to get the gist, especially if you just planning your research. And also it helps with your lit reviews as well. I find it's actually really nice for that, for both academic and students alike. Matty. Matty, do you want to come in?
Oh shoot, sorry. I also looked at Scholasy. I was by my lonesome, so and I did exactly the same thing as Richard, put one of my own articles in, but I disagree strongly with Scholasy's summary of my article, and it's wrong in some of the places. It's just blatantly wrong. In one of the places where it talks about not the synopsis, the comparative analysis, where it compares, builds something about, differs from previous work. It's just wrong. It doesn't say the right thing at all. So I will not use it. I'd be very careful to use it. I'd rather do my own thing, and read my articles in Atlas DI, where I have better control over what I'm doing. Yes, it certainly is the longer way of doing it, but I don't know. I'm not convinced.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Matty. That's a different perspective, opposite. But it's actually good to know. And it's also, as we should say, or as we realize, that it's not about the apps. It's it's about the pedagogy. So it's all about how you feel comfortable and how you could use it effectively for yourself and the students. So great, thanks.
Matty, can I just jump in there and ask you, was your paper a qualitative paper or a quantitative one?
We used nominal group technique. So it was I don't know, I suppose you can call it a mixed method. But there is some statistical analysis, but I suppose where it falls down for me is in the qualitative aspect of how it interprets what we've written, to present, to say to people where what we have written differs from previous work. So let me give you the example. So what we said, so the paper was about report writing and about what occupational therapists think about report writing. And where we wrote, so what we wrote is, these challenges make it difficult for OTs to articulate their findings as well as what they do. There is extensive debate in the literature about using OT jargon or not, since, as expressed by some participants in this study, the audience does not generally understand occupational therapy language in the reports. So it highlighted that last bit as our paper differing from other work, but actually we are saying that our participants say that the audiences of our reports generally don't understand the language of our reports, and that's the same as what everybody else has said. So it's not, it picked up the differing from the general or from other literature in the wrong way.
I hear you. Yeah, so it hasn't read it correctly.
No.
Thanks, that's interesting.
Shira, do you want to come in about your experience or what you find about it and where it would fit into this wheel, and also according to these questions?
Adriana, now you're just putting me on the spot, right? We were so lucky to have Christine in our group. So she did all the heavy lifting with finding and looking up and chasing up for us. But we went down a few little rabbit holes. We were talking about ChatGPT specifically in regard to student learning and where it could be useful, and then also the challenges. And one of the rabbit holes we fell into was the idea of financial modeling, not just success modeling for students, but financial modeling and financial literacy, which was a little bit interesting. I certainly wouldn't trust it for that. But there was quite a bit of discussion about it. And so, yeah, so thanks, Christine, for holding the fort there.
And Shira, where would you place it? Would you say that it supports learning, enhances support, or isn't it something that would be really used in FHS or in any learning context?
So I can certainly see places where it would enhance learning, especially if the tool is used as a learning exercise. So not just content-driven, obviously, production, but somewhere where you can be really reflective on results that you've generated, so that the exercise has to be really intentionally designed. But I'm not sure that many lecturers have the energy to do that. And so I think it's something that maybe we must look at in terms of controlled environments for students to develop their skills, and also for them to see how clear it is to see when this kind of text has been generated by a bot. Because a lot of it is from, say, for a lecturer's point of view, who knows the content and can see the progression of ABC, they wouldn't be kind of fooled, I don't think. So yeah, I think there's scope, but like all tools, I think we have to learn how to use it correctly before we go promoting. So nice space for learning, and well done, guys, for doing the 3 weeks.
Thank you. Thanks, Shira. Anybody else? I know somebody, Mervyn, were you in the same group with anybody else that's spoken, or did you have a different group? Merwin? Okay. Lizelle? Okay. As Christine says, that the major barrier is critical thinking, to know when we should use it and not just if we can use it, which is true. And that's why I thought of starting off with how, like, using SAM or using a way to actually evaluate the tools that we are given is a lot more better than actually just going into it blind and just playing with it and then not finding anything, not finding it working at all, or integrating it and then it doesn't work, which is even a bit worse. Yeah, a lot more worse. I don't know. Any other thoughts? I know we a bit over time. Anybody want to add anything else? Yes, I heard a thing go on. Okay, cool. I think let me just conclude here where pretty much what we are going to do is, yeah, I had actually some text that I wanted to just say about it. At the end of the day, yeah, AI isn't something that we should fear. It's something that's going to be with us for a long time. It's incorporated in a lot of this stuff that we actually do. I've been playing with Microsoft Power, whatever, and you can create your own apps. You can actually integrate and connect different applications like your Excel and Canvas and stuff like that. So it's just about embracing it. It's about working out if it is relevant to your field or your school. And yeah, and if it's relevant to the students. My big note on it, especially with health sciences, is teach or allow the students to explore and acknowledge and know what generative AI is and AI, the functionalities, because there's a big push and there's a lot of funding in the professional environment of using AI in the clinics, in hospitals, you know, for administration, for doing even evaluations and helping doctors out and nurses and everybody out. So it's good to actually have understanding and know what it is about. So when they go into that environment, they can utilize it more effectively. On that note, please remember the following would be establishing culture of academic integrity with Marika Clates on the 7th, 14th, and the 28th. And then, yeah, if you want any other opportunities, look at CLTD online course and prospectus from email, Mailo for a copy. So other than that, yeah, I think thank you very much for joining us on this journey. I know we did it slightly different at the end now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed and got valuable insight from this.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Adriana. Appreciate it. To you and Yanis.
Pleasure. Cool. Thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, everyone, guys. Went really nicely. Cheers.
Yes. Thank you. Be happy and be safe.
Guys, please promote the next theme. Do send it around and try to market the professional learning series for us within your own networks. Thanks very much, everyone.
Brilliant. Thanks.